Episode 1, The Pain of Truth. It's me again, you guys. It's been a very, very long time. The date today is September 17th, 2019. I know everything's been up to this date, but not the journal itself. We still got a lot of catching up to do. So every moment that I try to spend here, I try to write in it, to remember every bit of summer that I had. I know things are not making any sense, but let's go back to the beginning. What if I told you that I started all of this from the very beginning? What if I told you all this started before I time traveled? In the other lifetime, there were machines called time traveling machines. There were things that I went back to that day to remember. What if I told you that it's a story of 3 cores? 3 dimensions. Well, not really a dimension, but a world that was part of 3 cores. We never knew what this world was called yet. But I kinda just never thought of the name for it. The thing is, none of this will probably make sense to you at all. But let's go back to the beginning. In time, there was journals. In time, there were pieces of paper to tell you some certain symbols. There may have been magic powers. But if we were talking about the very beginning of this little woo-woo-woo type of thing, what if I told you that how all this started was because of my mind? We're talking about people who imagine things. Not just because they use a book. Not just because they really had to just to save the universe. It's what we choose to do. It was a... how do I say it? It's kind of like a... it's kind of like an oath you've taken. You never want to break it. I took an oath. I swore that I would make something interesting happen. What if I said, someone very, very dangerous wants to destroy our world? What if he comes now and today? It could be our last day on Earth. Or if you hear me out and let me say what I have to say. Let me tell you how all this started. I was just a young lad. I was just this young lad who had an imaginative mind. He created 3 cores. Memory core, gyro core, and general core. These 3 cores contained the balance of 3 realms, which made a balance in the universes. In this world, there is a multiverse. There's a timeline. All that can be explained to you. In a timeline, there's this line that goes across. Let's say that's the timeline. Let's say you go back to 1998 and somehow you change the past and will affect your future later on. Somehow, when you return to the next timeline, oh, this line's broken. You just affected the timeline. So there's a line in the gap that started a whole new timeline. But you can never go back. I've made so many errors in so many timelines. It affected so many lives. I've affected deaths. I've affected people's memories. I even did these tests on myself. They were horrible. Ugh. They were not enjoyable. I had to test something that would hold these tests for a reason, to make sure we could travel to a different multiverse if our world was destroyed. So instead, everything up to this point is kind of like my fault here. Somehow, you're pretty lucky. I don't know why some of us share emotion. But emotion is a powerful thing. If you don't take control of your emotions, you could also lose control. I know it's a lot to take in. All this started from July 16th, 2018. The year when I destroyed Falco. I know I really have a lot of explaining to do. But I'm gonna cut to the chase. We ain't talking about just timelines. We're talking about multiple timelines. We used to have a war between humans and dragons. Well, I later had found out a truth that I had found out. This may not be my drawing, but someone called the Prophesizer drew it for me. And I was able to decipher some symbols. And that, we were able to test a couple of things. We found out there are these powerful staffs. There were 3 staffs wielded by 3 great legends. But there are more. There are multiple combinations to fill an army. But I don't need an army. I just need a team of 3 and myself. This is the key. This decipher gives me a map, and it tells us what we need to do in order to stop the Armageddon. There are 4 symbols containing the time days I've been to. I know I still have a lot of writing to do, but after I did the test and the timelines, Memory Core was born. All 3 cores were born. But let's just say, before I was able to find out about the cores that were created, let's say I've traveled to different dimensions. I've traveled to dimension 64. Dimension 64 wasn't too bad, but let's say everything that I did back in the past against Reverse Thunderstorm, Algeron, Death Speed, they were nothing. But they did contain an artifact that I was once be able to find out. The Golden Orb. And the Necklace of Death itself. These were the 2 most dangerous artifacts in the planet. not even to be wielded with the staffs themselves. If I told you what these artifacts could do, our world would be in danger. But I've seen them before. This golden orb was able to hold a gallons of souls that were killed off. When the golden orb consumed soul after soul after soul, it was powerful enough to fix an entire universe. If it was damaged by time or death itself. It even fixed some people's memories. After I traveled to Dimension 64. I had learned about another dimension called Dimension 73. Dimension 73 was not a normal universe. It was the universe of the dragons. And it was the universe before ours. We're talking about dragons coming to our planet, to our home world, to Dimension 74, and killing us all. We're talking about the Great Corneria War. But after I had tested the dimension transporters, everything had perfected by my plan. Everything I saw in those dimensions, it was not normal. None of it was. But I had later learned that I had found something else. After Dimension 64 and 73 were found out, there was more to this story than just that. We learned of a realm called the Soul Cairn. It traps somebody's body and mind in there for countless generations. I can't believe I've been trapped in the Soul Cairn for 19 years. Well, not 19 years, to be exact. I think it was years before I did the tests on the transporter devices. I can no longer deny the possibility of unseen power. Powers that do not exist in this realms, but in different realms they do. In different multiverses there are different people. Let's say Earth 2, for example. Say in that other reality, I never became Thunderstorm. I would have never picked up that blade in the first place. I wouldn't be the person who I am anymore. I probably would have just been some normal kid who never met anybody. But that's not until I found out about the staffs. These staffs have incredible combinations. I only have one schematic of a real staff, and that is Poseidon's trident. But something was unique about it. It became upgraded. It was not the normal Poseidon staff we had seen today. It was nothing that I saw before. There is a prophecy. A prophecy that one day that the great Samuraius would wield 3 staffs with 2 other people. I know that's a lot to take in. I know my hair is not the same as you guys remember it from months ago, but I'm still me. I'm gonna find these necklaces and staff pieces for the fate of the world. But tonight we drink before dying. Not only that tonight, if it weren't for the symbols, the staffs, and the prophesizer, none of this would have been possible. Oh, this stuff is really good. I took an oath to never time travel again. Time travel really messes us up. But when you really mess up, you can never go back. Once it's done, it's done. There is no going back and warping the timeline again. I'm done making more mistakes. It almost got somebody killed last time. I know the sun is bright, but what we can do, a friend told me. The best way to learn from your mistakes is you fix it, you learn from it. But I've been told that many times by a great teacher. That great teacher was awesome. Still alive, never dead. Still alive. He's one of my favorite teachers of all time. I know, I should be at a campfire telling you these stories myself. All these pages, if something happened in this Armageddon, and I had to come back to start it all over again, I have a way. That way I remember what happened, and that it's written. There's so much in here. Well, you guys are probably asking, what time am I close up to in the book? Let's say in the Julys. I feel so comfortable just sitting in this chair. Really. Was it really worth it, time traveling? No. But was it worth time traveling to Rebirth to meet new friends? Yes. I met the most amazing people in my life. They all had great lives. Some people dreamed to become doctors, to go for a better education, to get jobs. Something better that someone would actually achieve. Better than I have. What if this is all just a dream? What if none of this is real? Even though none of it could be. I could be somewhere in a forest, just dreaming all of this. some cryo chamber in some other land or some other world. I don't think so. I think I've been trapped in the soul cairn since 2011. And I've created rebirth in the soul cairn. Does the soul cairn make you still meet people from the real world outside of the soul cairn? Yes, it does. But do you still remember those people? Absolutely. But do you have your soul in the soul cairn? No. The reason why I'm here is because I got trapped in this eternity trap. I mean, what could have happened? Months, days, years, who knows how many days I've been in this soul cairn for. But I'm going to tell you the pain of truth to get out of this place. But I also need to find the staff part in this realm. It's why I came here in the first place. Everything that I did, well, now to be breaking out of this place for good. To find my first staff piece. But as much as I don't want to do this, to show you guys something that I don't want to have to do, I have no choice. I lied. Let me show you.
I cannot believe 11 years I've had some of these hats. I may have lied. I want to say goodbye to this hat. I want to retire it like I did retire my blade. But I had to take my blade out of retirement. Thank you for giving me thank you for showing me how to be a hero. But I need to wear something else so that everyone knows of who I am. Thank you for everything that you've given me. Rest easy now, my peace.
It's done. The hat is retired. I know that you guys seen me worn it months ago. But this is not who I am anymore. I've ruined timelines. I ruined people's lives because of time travel and because of my stupidity. Well, no more. I'm gonna find these staff pieces and break out of this prison! I've been trapped here for 11 years, not knowing what to do anymore, except learn from the journal, from a book. It makes sense. Well, I am gonna do that. I'm gonna grab my first staff piece, and after that, I'm gonna mourn all my friends that I've lost, that went separate ways, because Thanos killed them all. Darkseid killed them all. Numerous villains have destroyed my universe, and I want it back. I'm gonna find these staff pieces, put them together, and avenge my friends against this architect and Argon. I may have not told you all about Argon, but Argon and the architect is the pain of our suffering, the pain of our truth that I didn't tell you guys years ago. I knew about them, and I didn't figure it out. I remembered everything. I do. I remember about the transporter devices. I remember everything that I wanted to forget about. Did Rebirth really help me forget all those things? No. It just showed me what kind of awesome friends I made in that realm, in that universe, that timeline. I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. Because if that's all I have to do to die, I'm willing to put my life on the line for so many people. Even if it means to save hundreds and billions of people for my life. I'm willing to do it. But anyway, let's go find these staff pieces and break out of this prison. According to plan, we made it to the site. Outside of my dojo, there is pieces scattered around here. Since this is, and we called it a staff site, we call this Excavation Site 74. Because it's pretty close to what I was about to naming it, but that's already been taken. Anyway, as you guys can see, I have a new weapon on my back. A backpack, in case I need to grab some of my items outside of battle. Or just traveling. And I even got a new pair of weapons. Nunchucks. I don't know if you guys have seen those yet before. Anyway, we're getting close. Oh, that was close. Okay. There it is. Ha 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 ha. My brothers and sisters, we have found our very first staff piece. My, it's beautiful, as in wasn't specific, or it wasn't mentioned in the drawings or the descriptions that we had, but we found an actual staff piece. This is incredible. I'll tell you why it's a staff as soon as we find the other piece. This is going to be very, very useful. This puts a big smile on my face when we actually find something. But there is something else we need to find in this mission too. Once we find the staff pieces... Oh wow. Look at that. Bunny rabbit. Up close too. You guys see that? Pretty neat. Anyway. Now. Time to grab the staff piece once and for all. There it is. All we have to do is just take it. I know you guys are probably going to hate me for this. But after all those time encounters that I went through, I may have one artifact. I know I shouldn't have this in my possession right now, but I need it. I need this to prevent the Armageddon. But if we're too late, at least we have the staffs in order to stop this Armageddon. Well, here goes nothing. We need that back. Wow. This thing is amazing. Of course. Now I know why it's a staff for a reason. But let's get this back. Ah! When those souls wanted to take that blade out, they were telling me something. They told me I found the first blade. You must find the second piece. This thing is useful after all. Kind of glad that we got it. Let's see what it does. Oh, no wonder why you're staff material. Pretty sweet. Found our first staff piece. Now we gotta find the second. Cool. Put this back in the stash. Whoa. My bag is going crazy, especially when I have this new weapon on my back. You guys are probably asking what it is. I'll tell you that later. I'm not going to tell you about it right now. It's kind of more of a surprise, let's just say that. I also have the Wolfenorium in this bag, in case I need to grab it, so that way I could grab my other pieces of stuff. Anyway. Alright, cool. That wasn't so bad. Found our first staff piece. Now we need to find the second. I could look for one of the necklaces in this dig site before escaping this prison. Let's do it. Let's go find the necklaces. There might be a clue how we can find our first necklace. We'll go back inside. That way we can discover where our first necklace really is. Alright, we're back inside. As the journal would have told me, I know where one necklace is already. It's pretty simple. My. Look at that. How is this thing existing right now? This thing should be destroyed. Oh, it's because I messed the timeline. But somehow, the necklace of death is here with us. I wonder which staff we're going to be building first. I got a feeling it's going to be the staff. We won't know the staff name. I've still been trying to uncover that. Wait. I kind of was wrong. There are 4 staff users. But those staff wielders only are chosen. Only if they are chosen by the staff, they are worthy to carry a staff, like me. We may have found the first necklace and the first staff piece. But tomorrow, we're going to find another. That way, today, or tomorrow, I can mourn my friends right now. To say goodbye, or to see them again. I miss a bunch of them already. It's hard to get through this, but I will. Once all this is over. I hope they're still alive. Wait. What do you mean? Impossible. This is just the soul cairn. Whoever dies in the soul cairn could still be alive in the real world. Incredible. I hope they're still there. You can't be serious. Whoever dies in the soul cairn goes back to their original realm. Oh, snap. They could still be, all my friends could still be alive, but we won't know for sure. But still, if I don't see him again, I'm gonna avenge their deaths and bring back the lives who had been lost to me already. I'm willing to give this a shot. I don't know why the staffs and the necklaces are important. But they're both pretty important.
Anyhow, let's go mourn these friends of ours. Before I go mourn my friends, I wanted to say I was wrong. I'm not retiring the hat. The Soul Cairn was trying to mess me up, so I could be mindless forever. I bet you guys haven't seen me with this on in a long time. It's good to have it back on. Don't you agree? I agree too. Yeah. This doesn't stop anything. When I get back outside of the Soul Cairn, I am going to retire this hat. When it's time. Let's not keep my friends waiting. Let's go. I'd like to say something to you guys. This dagger, this is the first dagger that I found in Rebirth. I want you guys to have it back. You guys giving me everything. I'm gonna return the favor for you guys now. I'm gonna destroy the person who did this to you guys. I'm gonna destroy the dragon. When all this is over, I'm going to where all this started. I'm going to Dimension 73 and ending everything. The dragons, all of it. I'm destroying everything. The staffs, the journal, the sword, everything. But if I do come back, I'm lucky to be alive. Rest easy, my friends. Let them rest in peace, so that their souls may find a better future. Amen. Rest easy now, everyone. I'm gonna save our universe. The fate of the world rests in my hands now. Even it is for all of you. The fate of the world will rest in my hands now, as it is said by all of us. The fate of the world will rest in my hands now.